In some overnight news, Albuquerque police are investigating an overnight shooting that sent one police officer to the hospital. At about 10:30 p.m., officers were called to Ross and Ortiz near San Mateo and southeast Albuquerque for a domestic disturbance call. A woman told police that she had been assaulted by a man. Now, after a report was made, police were approached by some other males who had said that they were involved in a domestic incident involving a PlayStation that had been stolen. Now, at the time, police say they heard something believed to be fireworks or perhaps gunshots. An officer then felt a pain in his lower back and fell to the ground. The officer was rushed to the hospital where he underwent emergency surgeries. The doctor did remove a bullet from his lower back.
The officer is in good condition. I've had a chance to see him at the hospital. He has come out of surgery and he has real good spirits.
Police are looking for two black males who were seen in the area. Police Chief Ray Schultz says multiple shots were fired, but police did not shoot. The investigation continues this morning. The other big story this morning is all about the UNM Lobos, another Mountain West Tournament championship, and another trip to the NCAA tournament. We have everything you need to know about the Lobos. For that, we turn to our Matt Mara, who is live outside the pit this morning. Matt, I'm telling you, you get the best assignments this morning.
It is a pretty lucky job, Elizabeth, albeit a little bit cold. So if you're headed out to the pit to try to get tickets to see the Lobos in person in Salt Lake City a little bit later this week, as Kristen just mentioned, you better bundle up. We have everything you need to know about the Lobos right now. And the first thing is, how do you get tickets to see them in person? 8:30 this morning here at the pit, that's when reservations are made. Here's how this whole ticket thing works. The NCAA gives UNM a set number of tickets, then UNM goes ahead and sells those to fans. The first up on that group are the Lobo Club. They're the big donors to the university. They have first dibs. After that, it goes to the regular season ticket holders, then to the fans in general. That's everyone else. So tickets are $50 a piece, and for the season ticket holders and the fans, you can put your name on a waiting list starting at 8:30 this morning at the pit. We expect people to start lining up here any minute to do that. There's also students. They can get tickets as well. They're also $50, and there is kind of a separate group that the university gives out. And if you don't want to go about getting tickets this way, I found a couple other ways you can get them. You can get in touch with the arena in Salt Lake City directly. It has tickets available, quite a few of them. Those start at $50 as well. And if you want to get some better seats, you can go from a ticket broker online. You want to go to one that's licensed, that's legit, so that you know what you're going to get. Say StubHub, I checked there just a few hours ago this morning. Tickets start at $84. They go all the way up to past $300. That way you can get tickets to see the Lobos in person. Now, if you cannot make the trip to Salt Lake City, you don't want to fork out the airfare or for a bus trip, don't worry, you can watch the Lobos on TV. Again, they're going to be taking on Harvard Crimson. It's going to be a number 3 seed, that's the Lobos, against number 14 seed Harvard. Tip-off is set for 7:50 our time. That is Thursday night. You can watch it on TNT. Now, don't let these numbers confuse you. Again, it's a number 3 seed Lobos versus a number 14 seed Harvard, but Harvard's going to be a pretty tough team. It's going to be no walk in the park for the guys. Harvard is 19-9 this year. They won their 3rd straight Ivy League title. They're a small team. Sometimes they get a little undermatched on the boards. In fact, they're one of the worst teams in the whole NCAA when it comes to rebounding, but you know what? Obviously, they find a way to win. They have found their way to the tournament once again. We're just hoping that the Crimson are no match for the Cherry and Silver. It was just last night here at the pit when the Lobos found out that they were going to Salt Lake City, that they were a number 3 seed. That's tied for their highest seeding ever in the NCAA tournament. And I tell you what, the fans gave so much love to the Lobos last night. They packed the pit to see the team and Coach Alford in person. Thousands of fans were here to see the guys and their trophies. They were taking pictures. The guys have really just gotten back from Vegas, basically from the plane to the pit. The fans were happy to cheer them on, although I will say this, the fans were a little disappointed that the NCAA selection committee didn't give the Lobos any more love.
We really deserve a 2nd seed, but we'll have to match up with these Harvard Crimson, and we'll have fun playing them. And my wife and I are going to Salt Lake City.
A 3rd seed is still good. We're going to Salt Lake City, and possibly a 2nd round game with, or 3rd round game with Arizona. And they're kind of our rivals, so they're right next door to us, and we always had a good game with them.
All right, that's thinking quite a bit ahead. That would be to the Sweet 16. The Lobos are going to have to win 2 games this coming weekend to go ahead and advance. We certainly hope they can do that. And one way they can is to play like they did last weekend and last week in Las Vegas. They won 3 straight games. They beat Wyoming, San Diego State. Then finally, they beat what was basically the home team, UNLV. Take a look at some of the highlights. This was on Saturday night from the title game. It was a battle all night long, but thankfully the Lobos came out on top of the Rebels. They took the lead for good in the final few minutes. They ended up winning that score 63-56. Again, that gave them their 2nd straight Mountain West tournament title. And we are not done talking basketball just yet, because guess what? It's not just the Lobos who are going dancing this year. The NMSU Aggies are as well. They won their conference. This is the WAC, the Western Athletic Conference. This is the 2nd year in a row they did it, so they got an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. They are a 13th seed. They're going to be taking on the number 4 seed, St. Louis. And that game you can watch on TV. It's going to be in San Jose, California. It's going to be Thursday afternoon, just literally afternoon, about 12:10. You check it out on TNT. And of course, make sure you stay with us right here at KRQE News 13 for everything you need to know about March Madness and the Lobos. Sports Director Van Tate's going to be on his way to Salt Lake City a little bit later this week. He's going to have live interviews and highlights with the team up there, and we'll have everything you need to know about tickets and just about everything else from here at the pit. Elizabeth?
Wow, Matt, this is such an exciting time for New Mexico, for the Lobos and for the Aggies. Congrats to them, I tell you.
It is, yeah. Their 2nd straight year they have made the tournament. Hopefully they can do pretty well too. And who knows, maybe both New Mexico teams can go dancing all the way to the Sweet 16 this year. It would be an awesome thing.
Wow, that would be pretty cool. Matt, thank you so much for that. We will stay on top, as Matt just mentioned, on the Lobos and the Aggies and everything you need to know regarding this week and the games. Developing right now, the Albuquerque Police Chief, Ray Schultz, and Mayor R.J. Berry are set to meet today. The two are set to discuss Schultz's retirement and the future of APD. You see, on Friday, Chief Schultz sent this letter to the city saying that he will soon retire. Chief Schultz says that he has held the position since 2006 when he was appointed by former Mayor Martin Chavez. Now, his decision to step down comes in the midst of a federal probe by the Department of Justice that was sparked by dozens of police-involved shootings and allegations of officer misconduct. The woman police say was drunk when she slammed into a motorcyclist, killing him, is still in jail this morning. Amanda Casals faced a judge yesterday on a vehicular homicide charge for the death of 51-year-old Peter LaFond. Police say on Friday, Casals was driving east on Molten Rock Road while LaFond was driving south on Unser. Somehow, they say, Casals pulled into LaFond's lane and hit him. LaFond died at the scene. Casals tried to run off, but was quickly caught and arrested. Police are waiting for blood test results after they say she failed field sobriety tests.